Good evening, welcome.
Good evening. How are you this evening? It's been a long
10:30.
evening. It's late. I'm Andy Hill. And I wasn't going to stand up. I'm going to tell you where I'm from in a second. I wasn't going to stand up here until Mr. Latham said something about the North End, and I realized I'm from the extreme North End. I'm from Manly. And I know it's funny, but it's true. I've had the opportunity to live here all my life, except for the 5 years I spent getting my 2 Bachelor of Science degrees in agriculture. I can wax poetic about the raising of a seed. I'm passionate about agriculture. I'm passionate about the raising of crops. Had the opportunity to grow up on a diversified farm. My father raised pork, raised beef animals. He had gotten out of the dairy by the time I came along. I recall when I was 4 years old, my uncle, who was an orthodontist from Seattle, coming and using his little 8mm camera to film a sow giving birth. He took that home and he showed his friends. It was agricultural tourism. But my uncle, being the way he was, he put the film in reverse and saw that pig going back inside the sow. Everybody got a good chuckle out of it. But I saw that as a little kid, that he was taking the farm to the city. You all have an open invitation this fall. If you've never been in a combine, drive up Highway 65, stop at my place. You'll get a ride to the other end of the field and you'll drive me back. Please come be in my combine. I want to talk about how we're so interconnected. We've heard a lot about water. We've heard a lot about jobs. We've heard a lot about the concern of what might happen with our education systems. We're all interconnected. Norman Borlaug, Nobel laureate of 1970, father of the Green Revolution, stated shortly before he passed, when asked about organic production of food, it was his estimation that the carrying capacity of the earth was 4 billion people. It is projected that we're going to have 9 billion people populate the earth by 2050. And we need to figure out a way to use our resources to the best possible, most efficient, most practical way so that we can feed the earth. This particular project is part of the food system. It's part of the animal agriculture we have. Animal agriculture consumes those products that I raise. And Mrs. Willis, God bless you for what you've done. I have many friends who are raising Berkshire's for Nyman Ranch, and they love it. And I also have many friends that are raising hogs in the current conventional system, and they love it. I want to give one piece that I sought out before I came out here. I heard many people share that they're losing sleep over this issue. They're losing sleep over that issue, whether it's water, whether it's this particular site. This comes from G.K. Chesterton. True contentment is a thing as active as agriculture. It is the power of getting out of any situation all that there is in it. It is arduous and it is rare. I hope that as you contemplate this project, you can find true contentment. Thank you very much.
Michelle. Good evening, welcome.
Good evening. My name's Norman Schmidt. I live in 638 Taylor Street in Rudd, Iowa. And if you don't know, that's about 10 miles to the east of here. I am a pork producer. My brothers and I have a farrow to finish operation. We have about 400 sows and a crop operation. I am speaking in favor of this. Since I started farming about 40 some years ago, we've seen packers consolidate and the competition for our live hogs has dwindled and dwindled. And now we have a difficult time with price discovery. Packers don't want to reveal what they want to pay for our pigs. For this project is a chance to change that. For the first time in my career, we might have more packers tomorrow than we have today competing for my pigs. Not just packing plants, actual packers. That's a big deal. I would like to remind the council and the citizens here, we live in the center of the most productive agricultural area in the world. That is our gift. It is what we do. This is a project that supports agriculture. It supports me. Hopefully, it will support my son coming back and my nephew, who is also considering coming back to be a part of our operation. So I congratulate Dr. Prestige in trying to bring this pack and plant here. It is direct support for the major industry of our area. And it's not a shallow industry, it's an industry that feeds people. Andy Hill brought up Norman Borlaug. The reason he got his prize is he's credited with saving 1 million lives. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine saving 1 million lives? That's incredible. My concern is if we try to hamper agriculture, if we try to artificially hold it back and keep it from becoming productive even more than it is today, will 1 million lives in the future be lost? That's something to consider. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Good evening, welcome.
Yes, my name is Dwayne Christensen, 3435 Yarrow Avenue, Plymouth, Iowa. I'm in the very southeast corner of Worth County, Saragota County. Section 1, Falls Township is directly across the road from our site. I consider myself a family farmer. I've been farming for 46 years. I work in a CAFO every day. We just recently, last year, put up another barn. I can tell you there is so much misinformation concerning the quality of life that a pig has. I feel that pig has a better life than a lot of human beings. Our buildings are climate controlled. They have a constant temperature, adequate ventilation. They're tunnel barns, food and water in front of them 24 hours a day. So there is just so much misinformation that's been dispensed here tonight about the modern way of raising hogs. I started out pasture, farrowing, raising on concrete, in the mud. It's such a far different story today than what it was 46 years ago. All I suggest is that everybody have an open mind and become educated on the way modern pork is produced. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
As far as a pig, because as far as I'm concerned, the only thing wasted on a pig is a squeal. Mr. Orkerman talked about the waste that this thing's going to generate. There is no waste from a pig. You use the byproducts, co-products from the pig, that's leather, dog food, animal feed, perfumes, cosmetics, on and on and on. So that's where the waste goes. Up until a few years ago, I'm a small independent producer, but I've raised some pigs and there's no market for them in North Iowa. You gotta sell them either privately through the locker, or because you either sell them by the semi-load or you pay the trucking, and it's cost prohibitive to raise a pig and make a profit. So I look forward to the new market. I'd say keep your feet on the gas and go. Thanks.
Thank you, sir.